Yo. So, hopefully not my voice, but I am sick. I woke up with a sore throat, throbbing headache. I might not talk as much, or if I get quiet, it's because I'm having a coughing fit. I have the mute button on deck. Nonetheless, ignoring all that issues, let's just get right into the intro and then recaps of the good stuff, yeah? Hopefully you heard that, because I just noticed the Spotify music was loud as fuck, but here you go. Grab your popcorn. And let's see these guys go around Barcelona. Yo, what's up? It's your host for tonight, the Juan and only Juan. This is 5FIRacing.com. That is the 5FIRacing.com. I'm going to try to suppress my coughs as much as possible. None the less though. Let's just go into some grid and run through the entire thing, because for as long as I have my better voice, or voice without cough attack, I'll just let you guys know what's going on. In standings though, it is quite exciting here. As you'll see here, we have Thiago Dinarte. This is for the gold split. In P1 still with 165 points. Tanner Williams in P2 with 160.5 points. So it is still anyone's race here. Anyone's race, or at least P1. In P3, there is a significant drop in points. We have Professor Chronotis running P3. He is at 116. Not far behind is Joshua Worley. He's at 109.5. Followed by Albert Tranchisi in P5 with 105.5. Did I say Joshua Worley has 109.5? He's in P4. Albert Tranchisi is in P5 105.5. I'm pretty sure I just said that wrong originally. Albert Guiana, the rest of these drivers, they're neck and neck. It's one good finish or one good placement ahead of one another, and they're right back at it in P3. Albert Guiana, he's in P6, 102 points. Zach Manriquez, P7, 101 points. Zane Blisket, P8, 90 points. Ross O'Connor, P9, 83 points. And rounding us off in P10 is Jake Wells with 70 points. Silvers, we have Christopher Greider with 175 points, almost the same thing as the gold splits. Then you have Ryan Barkins in P2. He's at 162 points. It's still neck and neck. Anyone who finishes above the other or gets a good placement, they'll take P1. P3 starts to fall off drastically, you can say. We have Chris Unfair, though. He's running P3. He's at 119. The rest of the grid behind him, it's the same thing as the gold split is, neck and neck. You have Brad Tarno in P4 with 118.5. He is 0.5 points away from finishing in a podium spot for the series. That is as close as you can get. Well, no, I lied. The closest we've gotten was actually last season, where I believe it was Chris Unfair and Jonathan Kelly who actually tied in the silvers bracket. They both have, well, just gonna say they both ended with 100 points, and the deciding factor was who finished in P1 more than the other, and that was Jonathan Kelly by one position, one win. That was the closest, but this is close as well. Anyways, Pierce Handling in P5. He has 106 points. Jeff Kelly, P6, 90.5 points. Kyle Busch, P7, 89.5 points. Tied with Douglas Furnish in P8 with 89.5 points as well. Rally Dutchy, P9. I'm fairly certain I've been saying his name wrong the whole time, but I've been trying. 79.5 points. And running us off in the top 10 is Victor Sabo. He is in P10. 78 points. Not far behind though, Miguel Cesarian with 77 points and Breedlove with 70. Everyone's, look at the rest of the grid. It's just really, really close. One guy just needs to place a little bit better than the other, and it's game from there. I am gonna be brutally honest here, and I am not ready streaming because stuff and headaches. Nonetheless, though, if you give me a quick, what is going on? There you go. Give me a quick moment. I'll get everything set up real tidy and quickly here. So this is gonna be the actual live view because I didn't have enough time with my illness and everything to actually go out and create a nice edit. So as you'll see here, we are in the replay. It'll pop up here. So for the most part, I'll try to keep the mouse and everything away from us and try to focus on what happened in the rear and just go over live what happened here. I remember we had a couple incidents here in turn one. We're just gonna keep paying attention here to the battle up in front where you had Kodachuk, and I believe that is Hanley or Hansen. I'm terrible with names. They were fighting it out tooth and nail. Chronotis right behind, trying to get involved, trying to claim P2. A P1 pretty much running away at that point. If we go back though, ladies and gentlemen, give me a moment because as you'll see here, we got accidents galore. I will show you exactly what happened from the bird's eye view up here. It was gnarly from what to my knowledge though. You'll see we already got a little bit of collision going on here, you know, a little bit of bumping and grinding between Kyle Busch and Beachley. Why did I forget his car name? Or I mean his car. Driver name, whatever. We're gonna slow it down at half speed and go back 5 seconds so you guys can actually see the full replay here. And I will try to get you guys the closest of close-ups here. You had Kyle hit him from the rear, just the tiniest of touch, went a little bit too deep on the brakes, and that caused almost a full chain reaction between the rest of the grid where it was just getting dicey. Beachley caught it in the middle, luckily lucked out. Wait, is this even the right? This is the wrong race recap. I'm such an idiot. Can you tell I'm sick? I can't even remember. We were in Zandvoort. What am I doing with my life? Zandvoort. Yo, what's up, dude? I'm sick. Zandvoort, to my knowledge, I don't think we had a bunch of incidents here. Not that I recall, but we're just gonna roll with the punches and see what we get here. We're gonna be following Chronotis here as well as Tranqueezy. These two pretty much battled it out the full 60 minutes, which was kind of crazy. In the front we had Wells and a new driver that I do not recall in this current moment. Don't recall the driver, but this driver was definitely very fast and was giving Wells a run for his money. As you'll see, Chronotis and Tranqueezy were going at it there. In the back you had Kyle Busch and Zach Manriquez battling it out. Right behind, I believe you had Gianna trying to go for that move, and I do believe here that Bush got a little itty bitty tap, but that's because he tried braking as hard as he could to avoid hitting Manriquez in the right there in turn one. Lap 3, you had Grider and Ryan Barkins battling it out. Grider trying to make moves on the inside. Eventually goes for a potential overtake here and decides against it. These two were fairly close up. On a swivel. See you. What I don't see is why my chat isn't popping up here on me, but I see you. Lap 4, you had Unfair and Caesarian battling it out. Unfair having the inside, Caesarian going a little bit too wide there, but Unfair unable to capitalize. Gets the door shut from him. Good overtake. Just not good enough as we have a little graphical glitch there. Where did that dust come from? Lap 5. Had Caesarian and Chris Unfair. And once again, if you're joining us right here, this is raw. I did not have time to actually edit any footage here. As you'll see, we are actually in the replay. So if something happens here, we're gonna quickly go over it and see what exactly happened here. But these two still battling it out up to lap 5 and everything. In lap 6, you had Luke and Breedlove get a little squirrely there. Chris Unfair going for that attack, trying to get his position. He managed to overtake the driver previously. Now Caesarian doing a really good job at providing pressure and attempting to force his fellow competitor to make a mistake. Lap 8, you had Ryan Barkins and Joshua Worley fighting it out. Hopefully we can get some overtakes and it's just not going to be a thing where we have the switchbacks interfering with the actual lap timers here, because that's what it's starting to look like. Seems like right now it's currently hiding just some intense little moments where drivers are getting really close to each other, not really getting overtaken, but just good battles overall. If that's the case, I'm going to be fast forwarding through a bunch of footage here, because I do believe Chronotis did not get overtaken here in lap 9. It was a battle between these two, as Albert Tranchisi did keep Chronotis honest throughout the whole race. Any little mistake and Chronotis would have lost that P9 spot. Yeah. So I'm assuming that all these switchbacks is messing up the recording here, but we had Ryan Barkins going for a cheeky little last minute dive and does actually make it stick. They're side by side. Difficult track to be side by side and definitely gets a lot slower. Joshua Worley though committing a little bit more, closing the door just enough before the corner to force Barkins back behind him. Good defense right there. Lap 12, Unfair and Guiana battling it out. I see the time, bro. I am so far behind. Oh, whoa, what happened to Guiana? Chill. We are gonna go back in time here and go to the driver ahead. Let me see if I can transition correctly. There we go. Oh, he was already pretty badly beat up there. Don't recall what happened to cause this incident, but I do remember that I believe we did catch it live in the race. Again, I got overtaken just because of damage there that he sustained, unfortunately. Lap 13, you had Chronotis and Tranquility. I don't believe this was that's a battle. I'm just gonna fast forward. The same thing, Carnota's and Tranqueezy. Well, these two, as I wasn't kidding. These two were actually fighting it out. This, though, I don't know. We had Jaco Wells. Yo, overtaking Brad Tarno, apparently. What happened there? That was, I believe... That was Kyle Busch. Oh, he just hit that bump extremely bad. And I want to see what happened to Brad here. Oh, okay, so he got slightly tapped, and he ended up hitting the wall. That's how Jake Wells was actually able to overtake. An unfortunate, hairy, sticky situation there. What an incident! What a race incident! That was not captured live, I believe. Lap 18, once again, these two fighting it out. I'm just gonna run through it. If something happens, I'll just go back real quick. As you see, the switchbacks are messing up footage. Breadlove and Dutchy, though, might have a similar thing as we see. It's glitching out a little bit there. Even though I don't see Dutchy around, I see Chronotis. It is glitching out. Even the footage is compared here to me. Mystery, or Jay, as he liked to be called, he was the one that was extremely quick. He was able to eventually overtake Jake Wells. I believe he overtook them in the pits, if I recall correctly. Well, he ended up getting out ahead, and spoiler alert, that was the end. What is going on here? We're just gonna quickly skip through this. Says Tarnover took Great Love, but I don't see where. I think this is also a little glitch here. We're just gonna fast forward. Yeah, seems like it's glitching out on Breed Love a lot for whatever reason. Unfortunately, you're just gonna stick with me and see all this extra raw footage that would actually get deleted and edit out to perfection. Why did I not remember seeing this car? And also, I just remembered I didn't even download the proper livery. Oh my, have mercy. Douglas Furnish and Miguel Cesarian, though, they were battling it out. I'm pretty sure there wasn't an overtake happening here. It was just a very close battle that was potentially detected as an overtake because of the switchbacks. Rally Dutchy, Luke and Breadlove supposedly battling it out again. That is due to recording and technical issues here. This, though, we did have Miguel Cesarian get overtaken by Douglas Furnish there on the inside. What a move! The Furnish brave on the brakes coming up to those quick sections of corners. A very difficult track and area to overtake there. We have Breedlove here not being followed by Dutchy, but being followed by Christopher Greider, who is probably trying to distract them or something as he's flashing his lights, or maybe letting him know that he's a slightly faster driver and if he can just like give away just a little bit. So we're gonna fast forward there. He has a blue flag, so eventually, at least I hope, he gives up the position, and he does right there. Good racing, terrible footage captured. And the same thing for lap 30. I don't believe it. This is a total huge error here. Brella battling it out with we're gonna go back. We're gonna see with this fight, at least in full speed here. You have Myri going a little wide and getting squirrely there, loses the rear, and Breedlove able to get by him. Unfortunate for for Myri. Very fortunate for Breedlove there. We're just gonna skip fast forward on this. We have someone going off, and that's Caesarion. So what we're gonna do is go back to Caesarion and go back a couple seconds to see what exactly happened to Caesarion here, as he was battling it out with Furnish here. Just goes too wide. Furnish able to overtake him as well as Orion Barkins. One mistake, not even a big mistake. He just went slightly wide into the grass, cost him 2 positions there. At least 2 positions from what I recall. Tranqueezy and Cronota's here. I think we will stick with this and not actually fast forward, because these two were actually battling it out pretty closely. Hopefully we actually jump in time before quali ends, I'm gonna be honest, because we are behind by a lot. But good thing is we do not have much footage left. Tranqueezy tries going for moves here, but Cronota's just defensive and fast enough to block that. And here we have Jay pretty much dominating the second half of the race, finishing in P1. Fantastic race. I want to be like him. I want to be like him when I grew up. A fast driver. All I would really say here. Especially whipping around that Porsche here in Zandvoort. It was, you don't see that quite often. I'll put it bluntly. Well, that was the recap for the GT3 race. We will, well, at least we, yes, as I say, like you're forced to whatever. Give me a few moments. Let me join the server, boot up some things, and see what everyone is doing. How everyone is doing. So we still have qualifying. Although if you do give me a minute or two, I want to make sure that I at least grab all the deliveries available to me. At least check to make sure that I got all the proper liveries and everything. Doesn't look like any other liveries were uploaded except one. So if you give me a few moments, I will be quickly putting that over so we can get the full experience. In the meantime, how are y'all doing? My voice is still not the best, I guess you can say. 。 Believe it or not, supposedly I already have a delivery that I was slapping on here. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna just replace the files here. Hope you guys are all doing well from what I saw quickly in qualifying, which I will be up very, very shortly in the next 30 seconds. We already have a bunch of laps out. Right now we're watching Bush, who's in P15. He is 4:10.6 up on his pace, so he's going to be putting down a significant faster time. If we go up ahead of him, though, we have Jonathan Kelly almost coming up to the finish line here. This looks like it's going to be a huge improvement instead of a 146. Why is my lap timer so terribly out? Nonetheless, he goes and moves up to P12. Going back to Bush, though. He's coming up on those dangerous, quick, and left and right chicanes here in Barcelona. Overall, this is a... As that bump might have ruined it for him. He's literally right on the edge of... Living on the edge of those bumps. How is the Porsche taking those? And not wiping out 1.2 second improvement. What a drive. He moves up to P8. That is what I'm talking about. Good shit, dude. We have Thiago Denarte. What a bad time to join. for us to see what he's doing. Well, he's with us though. He's in P1 right now with 143.067. Williams not far behind, also at a 143. But he's at a 0.435. O'Connor behind him, also in the 143s. He's at a 0.855. So those three are for sure going to battle it out. If O'Connor can do the same thing that he tried doing in Zandvoort and get in front of these two, that would for sure hinder at least one or both of these drivers from advancing or gaining any distance and essentially keep the race close. We're gonna go to Chronotis, who's making huge improvements, 0.5 of a second, half a second up on his pace. Looking good on the track right now. That bump was that little exit could have been executed a lot faster, but 1 second improvement, I cannot argue that. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut, because these drivers are proving me wrong on how to take corner and how to drive. He moves up to the P11 there. Who else can we spectate? From what I see, there is one new driver here. Francis, who's in the pits. It'd be interesting to see how he performs. He's currently in P15. I'm gonna check out Ryan Barkins, currently in P5, making tiny little gains on his lap. I believe we have Zach Manriquez, who was out on the field there, who went back to the pits. Tranchisi almost spot on his lap. He just started the lap, so as pretty much expected here. We'll see who makes the bigger improvement. Barkins is a little more than halfway through the track. I'll be honest, I would have specs here for Barcelona, but I didn't look anything up. I was pretty much bedridden for the past 2 days. I could have done so much, prepared a lot better, a better of a show, but yeah. Barkin's still up 1/10 on that pace. Is not gonna. He's almost spot on his lap. Maybe not even an improvement. At least we know he's going to be very, very consistent throughout the race at a 1:44 pace. And if we've seen anything, or if we've seen the past qualifying sessions, is that race pace or qualifying pace, it pretty much almost identically matches what we're going to see at race pace. We're going to have a couple battles for P1, a lot of battles for P4 is what it's looking like, and then everyone else fights off for P10. It's gonna be quite a treat for us. Please excuse the difference in quality, I guess. The B-roll here, not the greatest, is not what I try to shoot for, which is high quality content. But it fills in the gaps for situations where prep time or life happens. Speaking which, how is everyone here? I'm at like 80%. Tomorrow I hope to be 90% so I can at least go to work. I mean, if I don't, it's okay. Luckily I have a sick pay, so there's that. Nonetheless, Barcelona, my thoughts on Barcelona. I know I never let you guys know my opinions here, and I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's a love-hate relationship in Barcelona, that's definitely for sure. It's a love-hate. That's honestly what I'm gonna say with Barcelona. It's an overall fast track. You definitely need to keep up your momentum. That I will say. If you go offline just a tiny bit, you're pretty much going wide and you're going to be losing a lot of corners. Hitting your apex and being consistent with hitting those apexes and all your endpoints is going to be extremely important here, as the slightest deviation opens the door for all our competitors and spells disaster for whoever is being overtaken. That being said, though, race is race is going to be starting. If you give me a moment to set up quickly here. And try not to cough. Don't you worry, your ears are not fooling you. I am purposely muting my mic to save you the coughing attack that I'm trying to avoid here. But I'm still trying to go through the grid so you guys can actually see the liveries before at least the race starts. Which is going to be very soon, so I'm speed running this. We have a lot of drivers tonight, which is a great problem to have. Our new driver here, Francis. Welcome, welcome. Furnish coming back. We have a green light. We are finishing the grid walk. There we go. Heading up the helicopter view. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing happens here. As no, now on turn one incidents. I have a little couple little bumps in the back. Oh, as we have Albert going wide. Oh no. I believe it was Albert. Man. That sucks. Terrible. But I guess I'll leave the music in a low volume to cover up my moments of non-talking, because might happen here. Interesting to know, Thiago Denarte is out in front. Chandler Williams P2, Ross O'Connor P3. So it's looking like Williams, Denarte, sorry, excuse me, might start to run away. We're gonna start looking at the back of the grid though and seeing if anyone else gets into any incidents here. As we're gonna stick with Jonathan Kelly, who is fighting it out with his pop here. No, it's not. He's fighting out with Justin Fry. Jeff Kelly is trying to overtake his son. Give him the better. What is going on? What a cluster of action there. Well, Jeff gets by really easily. Or Jonathan, excuse me. Jeff, unfortunately, got stuck because of traffic and stuff. Worley overtaking Bush here. Bush having a serious mistake and is looking to potentially stop the bleeding. I don't think he'll be able to, as Greider is sticking on the inside, and right behind him we have Pierce Hanley following along, forcing Bush to to drive on the unusual wonky line. He has the inside corner on these next two, so it's going to be extremely interesting as to who's actually going to come out on top. And Bush decides to give him the space. Decides it's better not to fight here, just go in a straight line up. So far, we have Diego Denarte putting out the best lap at a 148.225. Brilliant, fast driving. So we're gonna stick with this battle with Kyle Busch and everybody, or Kyle Busch and Pierce Hanley. Kristen Fair is actually getting extremely close to Mr. Busch here. In turn one, he's potentially gonna go on the inside. Busch is leaving the door open for him to do so. Busch goes hard on the brakes, ends up going a little bit wide. He's probably gonna give up that position, I'm assuming so. Who knows? He's still fighting it out, but Chris Unfair has the advantage at this current moment. As he's on the inside, the better ideal line. As is deja vu as the previous lap here. And though Kyle Busch coming out on top. In the back though, we're gonna check out this battle here with Justin Fry, Furnish, and Francis here. I believe Fry just got overtaken by both of these two. Good little battles here. We have Francis though putting up a really good fight against Furnish. Unfair once again battling it out with Kyle Busch. We're gonna keep eyes on also Jeff Kelly, who's fighting it out with Breedlove. Oh, this is gonna be Francis' opportunity as Furnish went a little bit too wide. And he does seize the opportunity. What a move by Francis here. Good driving. We're gonna check out Jeff Kelly, who is just about hitting turn one. Right in front of him, we have Luke and Breedlove in his sights. This turn is quite exciting as you have to brake pretty much right under the sign when you see that white line there. Hard on the brakes and go in deep, hit the apex, throttle a little bit towards where the track marshal is at in the far left hand corner of the track. And once you see the track marshal, that's your cue that you should already be on throttle. Small little tidbits there that you pick up and learn along the way to get to becoming a pro driver. Oh, it looked like Breedlove was actually given the opportunity to Jeff Kelly here. Actually gave the opportunity to also Francis, who's now behind Jeff Kelly. I wonder what was his decision in doing that. Maybe I know he might have realized that he was I'm not sure. Well, he's making a little bit of mistakes. Maybe he's just not comfortable with the braking markers on this track. We're gonna go ahead of them in the helicopter view as these two are fighting it out, going to be making a battle here. In turn one, we have Francis on the inside. Hard on the brakes, a switchback potential. No, right behind, oh, right behind them, we have Breedlove getting overtaken by Douglas Furnish and Justin Fry very close behind them, trying to make moves on that. We're gonna go up in front momentarily here and check out Christopher Greider, since he's getting very, very close to Joshua Worley, or was actually getting close to the Worley. Unfair was also getting close to, excuse me, to Bush. Unsure about what happened there. He's still within 1 second, but it's interesting to note that he is under half a second. Pressure is no longer half a second. Iago De Norte putting on even faster laps. He's at a 143.407. Let's go check out and see what this guy is doing, where he's at on track. He's actually not too far ahead of Taylor Williams here. Both of them have identical liveries and everything. I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but alright, I dig it. O'Connor, though, he is slightly more behind. He's getting in a fight with Tranchisi here. Battle for P3 is on. Right behind Tranchisi, you have Barkins. That can't be right. It says Barkins is 5.5 seconds. Actually, I have no idea who's behind Tranchisi. Is that Guiana? No, that's not Guiana. Mystery driver there. Lap traffic, but nonetheless, going back to the action in front, Tranchisi is chasing down O'Connor. Mrs. Rexy has a shark right behind them. The shark waiting. Whoa. What was that? That was so weird. Okay. I don't know what happened, but okay. They're still fighting it out though. The grid is still normal. I'm still here. I don't know why it just kicked me out like that. Nonetheless, Tranchisi 0.8 of a second behind O'Connor. If he can't get any closer to provide more pressure, he can instead chill back and just try to overtake him in the pits here. Was it Ryan Barkins that was always behind Tranchisi? Because it never actually looked like Barkins. At least to me it didn't. I'm just tripping the hell out here. Because Barkins got into contact, I don't believe that one bit because I am actually looking at them. Nonetheless, Worley is putting a lot of pressure. Greider trying to get involved into this battle, making a menage a trois. A three-way fight. Worley getting the slipstream on Barkins. I don't think he's going to have the move. Grider was looking to make the move, decides against it. He was way too far back. That would have been a dive of the century that would have gotten heavily penalized. That is definitely for sure. We're going to leave these two, keep them on the background here, or check out their lap times, make sure we don't miss a moment. I will stay here because there is a potential move happening with him and also with Tranqueezy, but Tranqueezy decided to fall back. He was 1/10 this time. Whirly is a 1/10, are now side by side, overtaking Barkins. Barkins tries to go defensive, and Whirly just gets and maintains the speed throughout the corners to allow him to overtake. I told you, ladies and gentlemen, keep up your speed mid corner, and you'll be able to have a good race here, as Whirly is clearly demonstrating. Also, interesting to point out that Whirly is doing a no TC challenge here, so no traction control. He has traction control turned off. He does have ABS though. He's not trying to kill himself. So at least for now, he's doing really, really well. I do not want to jinx it, knock on wood here, but only time will tell. We have 45 minutes left in the race. How will Whirly hold up on his tires? We have a couple battles here with Ryder versus Barkins. We also have Bush versus Hanley that we will be checking out very soon, since they are very close. We can actually go to the helicopter view and potentially see both battles go down as Bush goes way wide. Not sure what happened there, but he loses out on one position officially, but essentially was two since he was in the mid battle. That's gotta be rough. Not rough for Chris Unfair, who easily took advantage of that golden opportunity. Getting scored still. I wonder if he doesn't have the ideal setup here, or if something's going awry in his vehicle. Not giving him the optimal setup. We're gonna see eventually. We're gonna let this battle simmer and go to Francis here, who is on the prowl, trying to get P11, trying to make Jonathan Kelly go wide, and it's looking like he was almost succeeding there. Putting on the pressure. So far, Francis isn't close enough to make the attack, but he is close enough to make little fake lunges, close the gaps even more, and potentially freak out his competitor as he tries to make a move here. He's going on the outside of this falling corner. It's very difficult. He's going to have to hold and maintain the speed, probably not go wide, and he holds onto it. What a move. They're fairly still side by side, so it's... Oh, they might have made a little bit of contact there. But not enough to throw any driver off. Overall, good driving. This is an overall gain of 4 positions by Francis from where he started. I believe he started in P15 and now he's in P11, so that's really good driving. Once the tower data cycles, we'll actually be able to check it out and verify. And then you can also go ahead and verify. And you saw him flash his lights there, I believe. He's either getting damage or either has too much damage or something there, or he's just showing off for the camera. I'm gonna go up ahead and check out what's going on with we're Tranqueezy. We're gonna let this battle simmer. Unfair and Francis here. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm just gonna keep saying Francis, his last name. Up 4 positions from where they started, so very, very good. I think I saw Gianna down 10, but that was because he got himself involved into a sticky situation. Lap 1, turn 1, or turn 2. Unfortunately. Moving on. Grider fighting off with Barkins. Oh, goes wide. That's gonna eat up his lap time by a significant margin as Barkins now starts to run away from him. It's interesting to note it actually didn't affect him too much. 5/10 of a second roughly. That was gonna hurt him a lot more. He was in the gravel for quite a substantial long time. Grider, the slightly faster driver. So he's ever so slightly going to catch up to Barkins. It's only going to be a matter of time of when and where he decides to make his move stick. If he even gets the opportunity to do that. Gonna let this battle simmer and check out what's happening in P1, and we have Thiago Dinarte still leading, but not far behind. It's Chandler Williams, who is trying to put up as much pressure on Dinarte here. Keep him as honest as possible. The slightest of mistakes, especially at the pace they're going, and Chandler will easily catch up and close that gap. O'Connor, not so much. He's 11 seconds from Williams and Dinarte, so it's looking like P2 and P1 are almost out of reach, barring any other mistakes though. He does have a Tranqueezy to contend with though. Tranqueezy not letting up. He's for the most part chilling close behind, keeping O'Connor as honest as possible. So the battle for P3 is on. We're gonna jump from these two and check out what's going on between Christopher Grider and Barkins here. As once again, Grider has caught up to Barkins, closed that gap by a couple tenths. And is currently just hovering, and what I would at least be doing is studying my opponent, waiting for a golden opportunity to arise for me to pass, or to at least figure out where his mistakes are. where he's driving slower than me, and if I can use that to my advantage, no, methodically pick out the driver. As I think this would be the corner where Grider actually can make his move happen, as he looks like he might be in the running to pull out a move here. He's got great acceleration coming out of the final corner. Barkins, though, a little bit braver on the brakes there, since he's taking the optimal line, closes that door as soon as they get closer and closer to the apex. Barkins being really good, really defensive. At least when he notices that Grider is going on the attack. My nose is starting to get stuffy, so I feel like my voice is going to sound a little bit weirder now. So please forgive me. It's also getting a little bit drier, but I have a bottle of water right next to me just in case. Gets hard on the brakes. Grider hard on the brakes. I have a soft spot for the Lamborghini, so I'm a little biased towards Grider here, and I want him to overtake, but you know, that's just me. You might hate Lamborghinis and prefer Ferraris, in which case you want Barkins to defend the fuck out of that position and prevent the Lamborghini to overtake. Which so far he's doing a fantastic job here. Ryder getting close but not able to make the move stick, at least. As he gets within striking distance and then ends up making a mistake and backing off, or just backing off entirely. Nonetheless, not bad, but only time will tell to see what exactly happens here as Bush. Yo, dude, chill. What the heck? Bush, pretty much elbowing Chris Unfair here. Poor guy, my dude. Unfair gets the brute force of that blunt hit coming out of that port. Oh, and he gets heavily damaged, unfortunately. It was gonna be a nice fight turned into a slaughterhouse there, and he just gets punched out of the track, sent to the shadow realm, and came back pretty much damaged. We'll see what happens. Later on with our Chris Unfair. Well, we do have pit stops here. I forgot to mention them. Don't know if you guys know, but we do have a 25-second pit stop minimum. You're gonna be in the pit for 25 seconds. That you do have the option to take tires. Chris Unfair could use this opportunity, since we're 33 minutes into the race, to go in pit. And he does. He's either reading my mind and listening to me, or I'm reading his mind. Goes into the pits, nice and easy there. Probably gonna repair damage. I am not sure if he'll do tires though. But nonetheless, he's taken this opportunity to potentially undercut a bunch of drivers here. Jeff Kelly can also do the same if he so chooses. There's 32 minutes left in the race. By the time he hits his next lap, there's going to be roughly 31.5 minutes left in the race. So he'll also be able to go and initiate his pit and repair the tiny bit of damage if he so chooses. It's potentially costing him in the straight lines, especially with the amount of pull that the BMW has. The Kelly on Kelly fight right now. Father versus son here. For son winning out. Jack Kelly trying, actually getting fairly close. To be honest, I don't know if I would go in and pit for repairs. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I would want to stick with this battle and see what I could make happen. Oh no, Jeff Kelly has a big mistake there. Luckily, he's roughly out of the way. Losing out on 3 positions there, or at least 2. One is just a blue flag. Excuse me, 1. How unfortunate. Sun wins, I guess. You can already see the cheeky smile on the car and potentially on the face of Jonathan Kelly here. We have a yellow flag on Hanley. Oh, he's entering the pit. Or exiting the pit. That's his yellow flag. But he also has a blue flag. Who's behind? Who are those two fighting? They're not fighting for position, to my knowledge. That's O'Connor. Is that Jacob Myrie? Justin Fry. Justin Fry, as he gets a little squirrely there. Stays on the outside as he sees Albert Tranchisi approaching really quickly. Try not to hinder his potential fight with O'Connor. Very nice of him to do. You have Unfair approaching Fry from behind, so he still has a blue flag. Unfair not close enough though to initiate the overtake, so it's looking like, at least for now, Fry is going to be able to stay inside the racing line as okay, he is staying inside the racing line. I thought he was just gonna stick on the outside and allow his competitor companions? Fellow competitors to, yeah, that's the word. Why was I struggling? Say goodbye. Allow his fellow peeps to goodbye. Justin Fry up 2 positions from where he started. If that's correct, he started P19, is now currently P17. So overall, good improvement there. Jonathan Kelly with the yeah, yellow flags are such a lie here. What? Not this one. What happened to Myrie here? I was about to say they're starting to give yellow flags when they Wow, look at that mess. Someone hit that those blocks. Starting to give yellow flags when they come out of the pits. contact between Unfair and Fry? I don't believe it. It looks like both of those drivers are. Wait, he already had damage. Please excuse me, I had a sudden fit of coughs. It's interesting to know here that Ryan Barkins is between P1 and P2 right now, but he's not holding them up. At least for now, he's actually doing a fantastic job on keeping up with Thiago Denarte in front. So it's actually looking like Williams is having an extremely tough time getting by him. If I were him, though, as he's doing it now, actually, I was gonna say I would just let him go so the doesn't potentially get penalized, as he does have a blue flag. Doesn't want to hinder his potential battle with Thiago Denarte. He has closed the gap to 1.8 seconds. It was formerly at around 3 and was diving down, or the time was getting chopped. That was a interesting outcome there. While I was having the coughing fit, I was also trying to keep you guys updated with the action that was going down in the field, even though I wasn't talking. Might as well point the camera in what I believe was the next possible action here, as Unfair still remains out. What a bold to do, dude. France is able to overtake him, although the wounded Unfair there, the wounded Mercedes, not having much of a chance in the straightaway. That aero damage is going to be hindering his top speed there. 100% going to be hindering. Not to that extent, but for sure it's guaranteed he's suffering in his overall top speed. We have Jonathan Kelly with the yellow flag. Coming out of the pits. He got a drive through, ladies and gentlemen. He just cleared it. Oh, wow. Holy smokes. We also had another penalty come in. This was dished out to number 30, who is a Kyle Busch here. He had a penalty. He had a stop and go penalty. He probably started cutting the track a little bit too much. The stewards not liking that one bit. Decided to give him a, hey, go to the pits, chill down, cool off, go back out on track. Kind of brutal because he has to stay there for 30 seconds. So he essentially, Kyle Busch did 2 pit stops because of that. As Jeff Kelly is overtaking Douglas Furnish here. Good move. Kelly still... excuse me, no, I was gonna say he stayed out, didn't complete his pit, but no. If you look on the screen right now, he has completed his pit. He decided to not fix his damage. Probably felt like it wasn't worth it, and that's only a decision that he can make. I mean, from the cockpit view, it looks absolutely fine. We have Thiago Denarte and Chandler Williams, I believe, coming out of the pits now. They both had a yellow flag. Albert Tranchisi coming out of the pits, coming out ahead of O'Connor. That would have been what a pit of the century that would have been. O'Connor already completing his pit. You'll see it in a couple moments after the tower cycles. Oh, that would have been a pit of the century there. That's top 5. They started in the same position and are remaining in the same position. Worley gained 1 position, Grider gaining 3 positions overall. That's great. Probably going to be extending the tower data for a couple of seconds. Throw in some extra data there. What the heck did I miss? I believe that's Kiana. I'm pretty sure he was just getting out of the way. If I saw that correctly, as I was looking away from the screen a little bit. We have a driver going into the pits. It's Chandler Williams. No, it's not Chandler Williams. Who is that? That's Kyle Busch. And he don't tell me he has another a drive-through penalty, because that'll be wild. Nonetheless, we have Worley moving on up. I'm curious as to why Williams is in the pits once again. He's pitting twice. Unless he forgot fuel or something. Unsure about that, but that means that barring any other mistakes, Thiago Denarte is going to take P1. And Russell Connor and Albert Tranchisi, they're now fighting. Fighting for P2. Perkins and Worley here are going to be fighting it out for P3. Or P4, sorry, P4. Gonna let this battle simmer and pick up where Albert Tranchisi and Ross O'Connor had left off. Tranchisi once again behind O'Connor, trying to make moves happen. O'Connor trying to deny those moves from being able to be carried out. Coming up against Lap Trap. Oh, that's... Holy smokes, how did... It says some contact was registered between O'Connor and Breedlove. Those were some tricky corners to navigate. It looked like Breedlove was trying to get out of the way and trying to stay out of the apexes of those corners. Almost cost him and O'Connor the race though, as he became a little bit unpredictable in that little section, but luckily nothing bad came out of that. God damn, Williams just putting down faster and fast. Oh wait, this is Williams putting down a fast lap. This is no longer Thiago Dinarte. Holy smokes, he put down a 143.392. Nice. Williams is car number 6, as we see on the screen. Driving a Ford Mustang, the manufacturer of choice. Thiago Dinarte responding with a 142.892. Just these two battling it out, even though they're not battling it out on track. Battling it out for the fastest lap of the race. Checking here, number 6. Chandler Williams did get a stop and go penalty, unfortunately, and number 30 being Kyle Busch also got a drive-through. Unsure where that stop and go penalty came. That might have been from the pit stops. Probably went speedy. Probably sped through the pits a little bit. And check out Jonathan Kelly though. He's getting actually really close to once again Douglas Furnish. Third time's the charm. This is Furnish's third opportunity to Oh my, look at that closing speed. To defend against Jonathan Kelly, but Kelly not able to capitalize. Maybe here though, he does as Furnish goes a little bit too wide. Bummer. Williams on the inside of Hanley, able to overtake and claim P7. Both drivers looked like they were on the verge of going wide, but managed to stay in control. Keep inside. Keep it inside the painted section of the track. Within the white painted line, I mean. Gina here, approaching Breedlove, judging off last lap and best lap. And Gina should be able to get around Breedlove, and he does. He's making his move now. Love going a little bit wide there. Not sure if that was on purpose or accidental. Done, and then last good overtake by Gianna. Albert so close. I believe it was him and Chronotis. Last race, they were pretty much neck and neck the whole race. This time is Tranqueezy and O'Connor being neck and neck the whole race. He is within striking distance, so O'Connor needs to be on his toes. Also interesting to know that O'Connor's car number says 80, but his actual car number on track is 714. Oops, I guess. I don't know, that must be a glitch of some sort. Tranqueezy though, getting really close as you can barely make out his car when we are in the front view. We point the camera in front of O'Connor. So far, Tranqueezy's scrambling to make a move happen. Hopefully he's not murdering those tires, at least as of yet. He has 8 minutes left on track. Still plenty of time to force a potential mistake there. As they're going to be approaching lap traffic, I believe this is Douglas Furnish. As we see Kelly out to the side. Apparently the Kellys got into a fight there. Probably father smacking the son for whatever reason, teaching him a lesson. Not sure what's happening though. He's still out on track, not moving. Oh, must have been heavy enough damage. As Tranquezy and O'Connor get by Furnish, or who I believe is Furnish. Mr. Fry chilling outside the track, rejoined safely, not hindering anyone's lap. We have Christopher Greider also battling it out with Chandler Williams. Was battling it out with Chandler Williams. I wonder what happened there. Or, unknowing to me, I think Williams was able to overtake Greider. And I just wasn't paying close enough attention. Which is probably more likely. Oh no, Jeff Kelly got punted to the Shadow Realm. Ooh, he took a huge hit this time. Unsure if that's gonna be drivable. He is driving back on track. I think he just missed the pit entrance though. He's gonna have to go another whole lap around. Oh, this is gonna be extremely rough, as you can see by his steering wheel. That is not pointing straight. He might eventually teleport to the pits, unfortunately. And he does. He ends up just going to the pits. It was unfortunate there. Rella been involved in an accident of some sort? I don't want to miss this battle, so we're gonna potentially review that if we have a little bit of time. In these next 4 minutes left on the track. We have 3 minutes 40 seconds left on the track. It's going to be coming down to the Y here, down to the very, very end. As Albert Tranquezy tries to get around Ross O'Connor. Gonna let that battle simmer as we check out Kyle Busch, who's trying to get around Breedlove here. The battle for P13 is currently on. Gonna assume nothing is gonna happen between O'Connor and Tranquezy for this little moment, this little battle here. Kyle Busch gets around him. Breedlove just moving out of the way. And Bush moving out of the way for Francis. Good, clean overtakes. No fighting and no fuss. We like to see it. Well, we sometimes like to see it. No, every once in a while, we like a little bit of drama here. We like a little bit of tea spilling. Apparently unfair, and I don't think these two were involved. No, they just have separate yellow flags for whatever reason. We have 1 minute 55 seconds left in the race. That means these guys have two more lapses, this one and the next one. If my math be mathin'. We have Kyle Busch with the yellow flag, and he spun out or something happened to him momentarily in the final corner. This is in the background. You can also see in the right corner of the screen, you see the track map. You also see all the little dots swirling around. Usually, you can also see when a driver has a mistake or pointed out there. As the driver that we're currently viewing is P3, Albert Tranchisi. You'll see it on the map. It gets highlighted a little bit orange. If we see a driver go out and like something happen, like Kyle Busch, he'll turn yellow or turn a different color. So if we go to Busch, we can actually inspect and see what exactly happened here. He got a little bit of damage, so something did happen along the way there. And so if we're in situations like this where the battle is too good here and we can't afford to see an accident or something that happened, unless it was something really major, you can always check it out in the map, see if it's see where they are, and get a little bit of insider information from the background. But nonetheless, my math do not be mathin'. Oh, my math do be mathin'. Okay, so this is the final lap. This is Tranchisi's moment to go for broke. If he can find the way to make it happen. Mounting those curves, trying to get as much advantage as he possibly can, and it's looking like he won't be able to do it. O'Connor able to finish in front of him for P2, Albert Tranchisi P3, but your race a winner right here, ladies and gentlemen, Thiago Denarte. Ryan Barkins coming up, gonna be finishing in P4. Joshua Worley gonna be coming in P5. Chandler Williams right behind him, P6. Twin Griders coming in at P7. Here comes Hanley in P8. Francis coming in P9. Christopher already crossing the finish line. He's 10. Douglas crossed at P11. Albert Tranchisi is in P12. Looking Breedlove here. Breedlove. Man, I keep saying Breedlove. I don't know why. P13. Kyle Busch. P14. There we go. P14. Justin Fry is in P15. Jacob Myrie P16. Jeff Kelly in the pits. Jonathan Kelly also in the pits. I think he's the last one to actually cross. He's going to be coming in at P18. That's the wrong animation. Um, I don't know if I'll be up for interviews tonight, but we can give it a try. I do. Hopefully, I don't have a cough and I just have to stay quiet and, leave our competitors just they're confused. Actually, we don't have a lot for online. We'll see. I'll join an open practice and we'll see what happens here. I doubt anything's gonna come about or no one's gonna try. But nonetheless, though, that was an interesting race in Barcelona. It is a fairly tough track to be consistent in, but once you are consistent in it, it turns out to be a fun, still tough track though. Lots of technical areas that small little issues can make you go awry. We have Albert Tranchisi here. Let me just make sure that I have Discord turned on and everything.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on?
Yo, so how was it, dude? You came in at P3, so congrats on that.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great fight with Ross. Like you've known, me and him raced for years in motocross, and we were always pretty even in pace there, and that and the competitive nature between me and him showed tonight. I was getting ready to get a little argy bargy with him on the final lap, but Denarte didn't pass the finish line yet, so I didn't have another lap to set it up.
Yeah, I honestly thought, well, I couldn't really tell when or if the final lap was announced. So as soon as it
It
passed,
wasn't announced until Denarte was probably in the final chicane.
ah,
Um, So literally the clock hit 0 when me and Ross were coming down the second straight into the hard left hairpin.
right.
And then right as we were at the apex, Denarte crossed the line. So um yeah, not how I wanted tonight to end, if you will. I just came in like I did last week, no expectations, and just have some fun. I'm too far out of the championship fight to worry about it now, but every position counts and every point counts, and that's been my motto since day one here. So I wanted that second place that little bit more because of it being Ross, but um, it is what it is, and that was fun, a lot of fun.
Um, you are out of the championship in terms of points, but spoiler alert, because of your placements, you might be overtaking Chronotis. So you might be in P3 tonight, based on tonight's results.
You know, if I am, that's awesome.
The overall, yeah, that'd be a
I don't
two.
really know. I don't really know the points standings as they are. I've been so busy and focused with school and work and whatnot. I didn't think I was gonna race tonight, but it ended up being that I got the work I needed to done. I'm gonna finish up some after I get out of here, and
All right.
yeah, so um, I've been just trying to come when I can, race, have some fun with you guys, and go from there. But just trying to enjoy the last season for a little bit with the number one as I go through school and whatnot, and
Uh,
um, we'll see.
Oh well, I'll make sure to let you go very very soon so you can finish your tasks. Next week.
No, I got a little. I only have a little bit left, so I can stick around for a minute.
All right. Okay. Next week though, we got a Nurburgring. Our final race at Nurburgring is gonna be a dual sprint. How do you feel about that? How do you feel on that track?
I
Nurburgring
feel
GP, not the
I
24
feel
hour.
yeah. I feel comfortable at the GP track. I've always done well there. Um,
Okay.
I've always done well there, and you know, I think it'll be a good showdown again. If Ross can make it, then it'll definitely be a good race between me and him there. Um, if some other guys have some pace there compared to tonight, then we might have some more guys that have a good fight with us. But yeah, so we'll see what comes of dual sprints, and yeah, that's gonna be basically dead center of my finals week. So we'll see.
Mm. Oh man. Well, good luck in finals, and if you can make it to the race, we would be glad to have you here. And be careful turn one, cause
Oh,
er-
I know T1
mm,
Nerb. I've always gotten lucky there. I'm due. I'm due for a not so lucky one. So
oh
hopefully
no.
that doesn't come.
Yeah, turn one. I'm gonna have the camera and a helicopter view, and we're just gonna hope and pray no carnage happens there. But it's probably
It's
gonna be
bound.
messy. Yeah.
It's bound. I know of some chaos that happened tonight in T3. So gotta go and look at some film and see what happened back there. But I know that the four of us up front, we got into a single file pretty quick, and we kind of just start running from it. But
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you got any shout outs before?
I have to apologize so much to Jeff Kelly
Oh
in
yeah, we
the I
saw
think
it.
it was BMW.
Yeah.
Um, I thought I stayed enough right. I thought I had enough steering angle, and I just kept drifting and drifting and drifting over to the left. And I don't think either of us expected to touch. And yeah, I thought I stayed far enough, but I didn't. We collided, and I didn't think it was that hard of a hit. It didn't feel that hard of a hit, but I looked in my rear view and I just saw him careening into the wall. So really sorry about that. Really hoping that didn't ruin his race too bad. Um, I don't know who he was around, who he was fighting. Um, but yeah, I feel horrible about that. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry to Jeff. If I get penalized for it, then I think I'm far enough out from P4 that I can keep my P3 for a penalty. But um, really sorry about that one.
Sounds like you're asking for a 30-second penalty here.
No, I ain't
No, I'm
asking
kidding.
for a
I'm kidding.
30-second. Um, I hope he understands that I was so focused on Ross that he was kind of in my blind spot
Yeah.
once I passed where I expected him to be, and he was still there. So it's just a wrong place, wrong time for both of us, and I feel horrible. I'm gonna probably go visit him in the paddock and try to talk things through with him. But
No, yeah. I mean, I feel it. Shit happens. I know. We've had our issues, and I'm always cool with it. I mean, incidents happen. It is what it is. It is what it is. What it is. You can only
yeah,
learn. You can only learn and move on from that, and keep racing. Really.
yeah, we definitely had a good race tonight. Me, Ross. Um, Lap traffic was a hurdle to say. Um,
It was.
Barcelona
It
is
was.
definitely a difficult place to move, as the racing line just swoops back and forth from left to right.
Right.
So you never know where the lead cars are gonna go as a lap driver, and definitely a tough night with traffic, but they did the best they could, and it's really appreciated from all of us up front that are coming through with them there. But Jeff's gonna ban me in in the chat, is what I see. So
No
I
way.
might not be racing with you guys next week.
Yeah, chill, chill. Okay, we'll let you take care of the diplomatic stuff right now. But thank you for sticking around for the interview, and thank you for joining us in this race. It was actually a surprise to see you, and good shit on getting P3. That was great
Yeah,
driving.
it was 2 weeks in a row. I qualified P4, ended up I ended up P4 last week. I got P3 in class last week,
Hell
but
yeah.
realistically, that was a fourth place.
Mhm.
And this week, I don't know what happened to Williams, but I'll take a third.
I think he got a stop and go.
I thought I saw that message pop up, but I didn't really look. I was too busy watching Ross trying to find a spot to pass him, so I couldn't really see where that was at.
Yeah, I see it on. I see it on here. He got a stop and go. I have no idea from where or why. But
Might have sped in pits.
yeah, that's what I was assuming. If it's stop and go, it's usually a speeding in the pits type of situation. So
Yeah.
that was the cause of that. So an unexpected sped in the pits cost him his P2 spot, but ended up benefiting you. So
Yeah,
good
it
for that.
it did,
Yeah,
but yeah, those Mustangs are just another level, man. It's really difficult to try to keep them in sight, so
they are weapons for
um
sure.
for sure.
All right. Thank you for sticking around here and try not to go get banned.
Will do.
Yeah.
We'll be hanging around and invoice for after stream if you want to come in and chat with all of us. But
Yeah, I'll see. I'll try to stop by.
all right,
All right, see ya.
have a good one, my man.
You too. All right. I don't think anyone else is going to be joining us. So if that's the case, while I still have a healthy enough voice, this is the 5FIRacing.com channel. And you put that in your URL, that's 5, the number 5, FIRacing.com. You put that, it'll load up this beautiful website. If you've been here long enough, SimGrid, Discord, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Reddit. You can click any of those links. Check out any other resources up here, guides, content. You can log in. I mean, I guess you can log in. I don't. So, anyways, you can click on whatever you want here. What we're most interested in, though, is SimGrid. Go. Signing out of that real quick. Is SimGrid. We have 2 final races for next week. If you're gonna be with us for the winter series and the GT4 M2s, we have a 1 final race next week. If you were here early enough to spot my mistake, I accidentally showed the Kyalami race recap that I can actually work on, luckily. But that was our previous race. Our last race is going to be here once again in Barcelona. So that'll be quite exciting. If we go back though, in season 8, if you were paying close enough attention between the chat, the interview between me and Tranquiti, we have one more race. It is rescheduled. Believe that this was round 3 before. It was. It's not. It changed over. Was round 3, but we had server issues, like ACC server issues. So the race had to be postponed and rescheduled to the final round. So next week, December 19th, we have a Nürburgring, a dual sprint. So a final showdown. If you want to recap with the standings here, it hasn't been updated. But P1 for the Gold Split, you have Thiago Denarte. P2, Chandler Williams. P3, Professor Chronotis. P4, Joshua Worley. P5, Albert Tranchisi. And P6, Albert Gianna. I do believe, based on Albert's finishing, he might move up to P3. It's still up in the air, but it's going to be a close finish. Close finish here. It's looking like Thiago Denarte might now be winning P1 if he shows up next week. Let's see, won tonight. And Chandler Williams is looking like he might stick and hold off P2. He's still in the running to battle for P1 though, but I believe he fit P6 tonight. So he won't be as strong of a won't be as strong of a go, I guess. How would I say this? If Thiago Denarte messes up big enough in race 1 and race 2, and Chandler Williams ends up winning both races, that might be enough to push him into P1, but only time will tell to see what exactly happens. In the silvers, though, we have Christopher Greider in P1, Ryan Barkins P2, Chris Unfair P3. I do believe, because Barkins finished ahead of Greider, he is going to be getting a very, very close. And there's going to be a challenge for P1 next week as well. I also believe that Chris Unfair might not have. I think Pierce Hanley might be able to challenge Chris Unfair for the P3 spot. So only time will tell to see what exactly happens. And since I have you here, we might as well go over the Winter Series stuff here. Go over the standings real quick. In the BMWs, you have Albert Gianna with 258, Jeff Spangler in P2, 247, and Joshua Worley, P3 with 210. Noah McComber and Kyle Hirsch, P4 and P5. Any of them can challenge for at least P3. And then Jeff Spangler is definitely going to be challenging Albert Gianna for P1. So stay tuned for the race in Barcelona next this Monday coming up. For the Gold Splits with the GT4s, we have Chronotis in P1, Kodachuk P2, Hansen P3, Beachley P4, and Porkchop P5. Any of these drivers can theoretically challenge and shoot up to P1 if a big enough screw up happens. Again, only time will tell. So definitely stay tuned in that. At least definitely see who's gonna win between Kodachuk and Chronotis, because look at the points, 232. It's gonna be a fight. Oh, that's right. There's also a drop round here, as Gianna is mentioning. So, and he's over in the BMWs. He's gonna be dropping P6, or that's the result that was dropped. It's already being handled here, actually. So we do have a dropped round now here for the GT4s and BMWs, as the drop results are already being applied. So next race is going to be quite exciting here. Stay tuned for that. You do not want to miss what's gonna happen there. Well, Well, I hope and pray that next week I'll be feeling a lot better to actually take and do what I need to do. If you'd like to see me actually run around and race, I'm actually going to be doing a race on Tuesday. I'm gonna plug myself in. This is gonna be with a DRL, if I'm not mistaken, with the Degenerate Race League. It's gonna be in Laguna Seca. I'm like 50% sure they're going to stream it. So if you want to watch and see that happen, that'll be cool. Anyway, not gonna keep you here any longer than I have to. I'm already getting tired and my voice is giving out ever so slowly. Hope to see you guys next week, and you guys have a good rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys next week for our season finale for the Winter Series and BMW GT4s and the GT3s. I'll see you guys later.